let's catch up on a video that I should have already watched, but I've been slacking hardcore over the last couple of days. I haven't had time to stream because I've been streaming Rise PC, so I haven't been able to catch up on these videos, but they apparently data mined the next World of Warcraft expansion, so if you care about spoilers, be wary. We're going to watch this Bellular video where he talks about it. Let's see what's going on. And then apparently the Blizzard probably dropped another store mount. So I'm curious to see what Asmongold has to say about that. So let's get into this.
Is this it? Is this World of Warcraft's next expansion? It certainly could be, and I kind of can't imagine Blizzard are thrilled that it came out this way, but here is the deal, everyone. Wowhead have data mined a whole bunch, as they're like to do, and that does include an encrypted mount, pet, and other things. To them, it looks like a future expansion's deluxe edition. Now you might wonder why it's even in the live game and how that makes sense. Well, that's because Blizzard know they sell way more pre-orders if you can get the goodies instantly. This is something that worked marvelously for them in Legion, where people pre-ordered like mad to unlock the allied races early. And of course in Shadowlands, where the deluxe edition players got access to the Worm Mount and the Transmog set during patch 8.3.
So greed. That's why people got a hold of this information, because of Blizzard's hubris. That's why. Because Blizzard wants those sweet pre-order money, wants that sweet pre-order money more than they care about the integrity of their own video game. That's why. It's good to know.
The encrypted mount, then, is associated with a file called 9fx_Drake mount emerald buff. And that does kind of suggest that it is a green dragon. And if you're wondering why there's a 9 there, well, that's because it would be a part of the 9.x cycle in terms of its inclusion in the game. Now, take a look at these textures. These are also associated. Green, right? And you've got these moon-like shimmery boys as well. To which I say, hello, Elune, hello, green dragons, hello, Emerald Dream. Now, who are our friends? The Green Dragons. Who did Blizzard hype up during the Shadowlands? Elune. Who was big in Ardenweald, literally saved by the Winter Queen? Ysera. Now, did any of that shit need to be in Shadowlands? Did any of that need to be in Shadowlands? If it was really the story of Zovaal and Sylvanas? No! That was obviously them foreshadowing the next expansion. Who did we meet in patch 8.3? Merithra, daughter of Ysera, who is the current leader of the Green Dragons. Hell, patch 8.2 pretty much re-established the Dragonflights in-game, and it did so after 8.0 teased the Dragon Isles via the Island Expedition feature and one of the quest things you got afterwards. And of course that was all right before Rathian then returned to the game for 8.3. But guess what? I think there's also more to it than just that, because there's a pattern of store mounts being from a future expansion. The Fey Dragon, sold to us during MOP, and it is a native to Warlords of Draenor Shadowmoon Valley. Same thing actually goes for the Rylak that was also sold to us during MOP. Now you might say, oh, that's the past. To which I say, no, here's the Silvarian Dreamer on the store, or the 6-month bundle, on the 27th of June 2019. That was a year and a third before Shadowlands came out, and it was, of course, a few months before Shadowlands was even unveiled. And here's one of them flying around Ardenweald. You know, the place where it totally fits artistically. Not Battle for Azeroth. Seriously, Blizzard are not subtle with this. They've done it multiple times. And I'm not going to be subtle with this. NordVPN.com/Bellular Gaming. Today's sponsor code Bellular Gaming is Bellular, and it's where you will find a 2-year plan with a huge discount plus an extra month free. Why get a VPN? Look, it's simple. Do you want to watch content from an
You get a VPN so that you can watch the US version of Netflix instead of watching the EU version of Netflix, which sucks ass. That's why you get a VPN. Let's go!
Another region, say on Netflix. Well, easy. Use Nord's 5,000 plus servers to choose your location and use the internet as if you are actually in that place. They also keep you private, so your ISP won't know what sites you're using. That means they can't sell your browsing data to advertisers, nor can they prioritize some of the sites and some of the traffic that you use over others. They've got more too, like NordLocker, which is 500 gigs of secure storage, and NordPass for your passwords. Of course, all in the app and the browser.
Rurikhan should definitely get a NordVPN sponsorship. I'll be the first one to use their discount code. Really? See real quick. NordPass partnership opportunity. New generation password manager. Oh, they try to get me. They try to get me to promote their password manager. I did receive an offer. It's just, listen, guys. I'm not someone like, Bellular has to support like a studio of people. He has like people developing and all of this other stuff. I just have to support my family. And usually the way that I look at things is like, do I need this sponsorship to like make ends meet? No? If it's something that I like use, which I don't use NordVPN, I use Express. But it's like, if it is something that I would use, like for instance, the Dauntless situation where it's like they came to me with a proposal for a sponsorship when I was actually playing Dauntless, and I was like, hey, this makes a lot of sense. Let's do it. Right? If Capcom was to approach me to talk about a partnership with like Monster Hunter, no brainer. If Bandai Namco was to approach me with the sponsorship about Elden Ring, no brainer. But it has to be stuff that I'm actually using, right? If Nintendo was to approach me about some kind of Switch partnership, that'd be a no-brainer too. PlayStation and PlayStation 5, that'd be a no-brainer. It's just like, it's stuff that I use. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. But like other things, I usually don't go out of my way to get them.
Extension that are super easy to use. And again, huge discount at nordvpn.com/Bellular Gaming with that Bellular Gaming promo code. So thanks to them for supporting the channel, and let's talk about what is going on over in the Blizzard store, where they, of course, recently added the Sapphire Skyblazer and the Sun-Warmed Fur line. Moon and Sun. A bit like Anshe, Musha, all of that stuff going on. Because the Anshe Musha storyline and all those sort of Azeroth, her sun, her moons, that all got major story updates in Folk and Fairy Tales, which was published this year. No, it wasn't. It was published in 2021. Time is crazy, but hey, Elune, Azeroth, there's stuff going on with them. And luckily, just before this broke, we actually started editing our big Anshe Musha video.
We should also talk about the fact that despite the state that World of Warcraft was in, their priority was to sell a $25 mount, which was the cat with the big eyes, which was clearly a model that had better detail than existing models in the game. That was their priority. Their priority, when their game was complete ass and their community was on top of them for everything, their priority was to sell you a mount.
Did you know, as an example, that the Dragonflights were empowered during a rather significant celestial event that, in the mythos that connects to Elune? You know Elune, the sister of the Winter Queen, who saved Ysera and thought of Ysera as Elune's pet? There are so many connections here, everyone, and I would not be surprised whatsoever if we saw the Skyblazer and the Furline be involved in the new expansion somehow. I really would not be surprised. I mean, even if you look at the Skyblazer, like, you can see that fitting in with Elune-ish thing.
That scared me. That was scary. I think I have that particular alert really, really loud. I was like, what was that? And I've never logged into Stream Elements. I always have to log in. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Eesh. Let's go activity feed. Widow N7, whoa, dude! Thank you very much for kindling the bonfire. I mean, more like you kindled it to like max level with that. What the fuck? Thank you. Appreciate the support. Tip of the hat. Jesus Christ, Wither 7, thank you. What the hell?
And as we will really dive into in that upcoming video, and a little bit of what I've talked about today, there are plenty of Elune and, dragon connections. Now, as for the Isles itself, well, they're super interesting, right? The Dragon Isles have been a part of Warcraft for like 2 decades plus. Oh, the game's getting old. And of course, it didn't come out 2 decades ago, but in the concepting stage of World of Warcraft, the Dragon Isles were there. They're just off the coast of Culthalas. Now, they don't obviously have to be there because they're going to do them in a new expansion. And this leak does not confirm, or this data mining, whatever, it doesn't confirm the Dragon Isles. But what it does show us is something that does look, a little bit emeraldy. Bit Emerald Dragon. Got us thinking. And that obviously could easily connect to a Dragon Isles. Now, the Dragon Isles are this thing in the lore that we know feck all about, to be honest with you. We really know nothing. There's not a shred of hard evidence. The main thing, of course, and this is in-game and recent, is Rathian, right? Where it turns out Rathian, you know what he's been up to? He's been wanting to sort of reform the Black Dragons and, kind of take up his charge, but not cock it up like his dad did. And the thing is, he's been looking for the Dragon Isles. So we do the Black Dragon themed, or whatever it is, island expedition in Battle for Azeroth. At the end, we get this scale or something, and, yada, 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 questline goes on, and we basically get the breadcrumb that Rathian and his crew are looking for the Dragon Isles. And it seems as well like the other dragons are just totally stonewalling him. Like, he asks about the Dragon Isles, and they just say nothing. So, why aren't the dragons telling us about the Dragon Isles? Something going on there. As to what they could be, well, the most well-known image associated with the Isles themselves is this, which is from a very old World of Warcraft art book. Now, obviously, this never got put into the live game. I believe, though, of course, Haven Games, right? Always good to have a reason to send people over to the work that he did. Obviously when he was still around. He's got a video actually looking at like an old beta. So, if you want to pour one out, have some feels, you can check that out. And if you look at this art, it'll of course remind you of Stormsong Valley, won't it? So maybe those ideas were recycled. And when we get the Dragon Isles, if we get them, it could be a different thing, right? Now, one way you could do it is that it's where the dragons originally come from. And, me and Jared have got a lot of thoughts on this, and we do also have that coming up in a video in about a week and a bit's time. I think it's the next day. I think he'll have the video written on the day that you watch this. The script will be finished, so maybe it'll be out next week. Big thoughts on the dragons anyway, but we think it's pretty likely that there could be deep connections between all of the recent things we've been dealing with in the Warcraft universe, and I think the dragons basically in a sort of proto-form hailing from the Dragon Isles, and the Dragon Isles basically being like the most top-level secretive Titan research facility, or maybe even First Onesy stuff. I think that is totally on the cards. As an example, Raden did not know about the Chamber of the Heart. And like Raden was like he was like the number one Titan, or the number one keeper, right? So, it was Amon'Thul's essence that ended up going into him. So, if even Raden wasn't allowed to know about the Chamber of the Heart, what the hell else is going on in Azeroth? And of course, Battle for Azeroth was just going bam, 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 setting things up. What did it also set up? Oh, it set up Mother just spilling the beans that there's somewhere called Uldoris, somewhere called Uldaz, all these other Uld facilities that we don't know about that are on Azeroth. So, come on. One of those could totally be be there in the Dragon Isles. Now, there was the leak. And if you want the full dive into this leak, there is a 45-minute deep dive discussion on everything we could get, and also a bit of what we would want that was from last week's live stream. That's up on our Clips channel now. By the way, if you're not aware of it, go subscribe to our Clips channel. You'll get, lots of content there. So, there you go. Clips. But yeah, there's this leak. And you can go to the video for that leak. This is not a video about the leak. I don't want to mess them up, right? Or, mix them all together. Because a lot of people are going to see the leak and be like, whatever, who knows? But for this, it's far more being like green dragons. Sort of looks like a new expansion's deluxe edition. That's really the only thing we can tell. But I think the Dragon Isles is obviously something we're all thinking about. Another good example is, well, let's just say I've heard it from a little birdie that Blizzard kind of likes the idea of testing themes and stuff via Hearthstone. And ages ago, or not ages ago, it was a decently while ago anyway, they did do like a big dragon-y thing in Hearthstone. So I wonder if that figures in. But also, of course, they did a big dragon sale over Christmas. They did a dragon bundle on the store super recently. And it's like, I get it, Ysera's in Shadowlands, but come on, they did a big dragon bundle. So, yeah, I think that's kind of something. So overall then, you might be wondering, if it is Dragon Isles, what do you think about it? It's on Azeroth. Thumbs up. I want to go back. So that's good. That's good. If it is that. Dragons. I like dragons. They're fun. Dragon lords. Well, it's got one or two wee iffy things.
It's always impressive to me that we hated the Shadowlands so much that every World of Warcraft player is like, can we go back to Azeroth now? Let's go back to Azeroth, please. Let's go back to Azeroth. And then you look at something like Shadowbringers, and I don't think a single person complained about where Shadowbringers takes place. I don't think there's a single complaint. It just shows you that it's not really about Azeroth when you think about it. It's about the quality of the game. The quality of the game is the problem. If we come back to Azeroth and the systems don't change, and it's just like, you know, those same systems that we have of chores and on top of chores on top of chores, it's going to be the same problem. It doesn't matter if it's on Azeroth or if it's in fucking Cthulhu's asshole. It doesn't matter where the expansion takes place. What matters is it a good expansion? Does it tell a good story? That's what really matters. And unfortunately, like, I don't know. Unless friggin' Phil Spencer goes down there and drops a deuce in the systems department office and just like, here it is. This is what you've done so far. Look at it. I want you to really look at it, smell it, taste it. This is what you've been producing so far. Now do not this. Unless somebody goes in there and sorts them out, is like,
you know, Alex Straza had a pretty rough time. I wonder how they'll deal with that. But anyway, generally, dragons, like, they're classic Warcraft. They're classic Warcraft. Titans, if they get involved, that's classic Warcraft. Now, my big worry is that Blizzard's current crazy lore bender could continue, and they could cover these parts of the lore in a way that
What Titans? It's the first ones. The first ones are the ones that matter.
Basically, you know, it's just like, ugh. A bit like
as the jailer, yeah, it's all the jailer.
In the Shadowlands, they've kind of taken what should be rich and beautiful,
planned since Warcraft 3,
almost myth, with like the realm of death, and they've just turned it into some cold, boring maths. I mean, it's been so goddamn boring. So look, if they give Elune that treatment, then we're gonna have words. If they give the dragons that treatment, we're gonna have words. But like, if this is an expansion that is taking us back to basics, back to Azeroth, dealing with
the important part to remember here is it doesn't matter if you have words. Doesn't matter. What matters if you have words? What matters is, are the whales gonna line up to get harpooned? And we all know they are. Let's be completely honest here. The players who quit World of Warcraft over the last couple of months to go play like Final Fantasy, Guild Wars, ESO, these were not the whales. The whales are still there. The whales are going to pre-order the next expansion no matter what. Steve the Newser could take a dump on the box and the whales would still buy it. They'd buy it. They would. It is what it is. Question, if Elune is light aligned and the creator of the Naru, doesn't that make dragon light aligned creatures? How is the Void able to infect Deathwing? We're asking the wrong guy. The whales won't stick around if there's nobody to flex on. That's the problem, Mrs. Tummy Giggles. The problem is that There's so many whales in World of Warcraft that they just flex on each other to see who has the biggest wallet. That's what they do. The whales just literally flex on each other. It's like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The whales will continue to throw money at the developers, and the developers can pat themselves in the back. It's like, look, people love our game. Look at all the money they're throwing at these store mounts. They love it.
Dragons, a very classic Warcrafty thing. Maybe dealing with some Titan facilities, that's classic Warcrafty stuff. Dealing with some of the fallout of BFA, right? Like something to do with, if we have a Green Dragon mount, could there be some Green Dragon stuff related to, say, rebuilding Teldrassil? Undoing that humongous narrative mistake they made? That could all be cool. So I think there is tremendous potential. I also think it's very, very likely we are going back to Azeroth instead of, crazy into the stars, because Ian hasn't coached this himself. He said that they had heard people's feedback on WoW expansions. They'd heard people's feedback on the stuff feeling like, oh, this is a bit too crazy, a bit too disconnected.
And I thought I had it bad with the trains, dude. Bellular's got like people revving up motorcycles and ambulances going next to his studio every other video. Poor guy. I know the struggle, Bellular. I feel so bad for you, dude. I totally heard that. The revving up of the motorcycle.
Connected. He did then go and say, space has been a thing in WoW for the longest time. And he's totally right for that. I would say it's space when it still feels like a fantasy game. That's Outland. Whereas Shadowlands is taking us to the realm of death and making it cold and mathematical and boring and full of robots, which is like the lamest shit you could possibly think of in my view. I don't know. I mean, look, progenitor races, it's kind of hard to do them right at the best of times. So.
He said it. It's the lamest shit. That's what Bellular called it. Shadowlands. The lamest shit. And that's Bellular, dude. Impressive.
So maybe it is just murky territory at a very fundamental level. The sort of thing, it's like, it's maybe interesting on paper, but it's not emotionally resonant. That's kind of how it feels to me. So, I do have those worries, but Ian, anyway, he admitted or whatever, he said they heard the feedback and that in future, perhaps, they'll do one more grounded Azerothian expansion, then maybe they'll do a more crazy out there one, then maybe they'll go grounded again. So all this shit fits. It all fits. And if it is Dragon Isles, I'm happy enough. Yeah, in principle, I'm totally down for the Dragon Isles. Give me a new island, and I then say...
I'm looking for something. I found it, but it's upside down. Why is it upside down? God damn it. Oh, wait, it's not upside down. Never mind. There it is. How soon do we forget that this is the cycle? Announced next expansion, promise to listen to feedback. Players give constructive feedback about court systems, disagree and promise to balance it all perfectly down the line. Adjust according to popular demand. Start adjusting it based on feedback initially provided during alpha. Fix the expansion and then announce the next. It's like, it's the cycle. There it is. That's the way it always goes. All of this has happened before and all of this will happen again. And it's like, and Bellular's like, I'm happy. Let's go. Let's try
to work out how the rest of Azeroth can be brought up to speed or what we can do in the rest of Azeroth. For me, that's like the really big thing. But I think fundamentally being in sort of a more grounded Azerothian setting that can also give us some cool new stuff, 100%. I'm down. So if it is Dragon Isles, then awesome. Good luck. Hopefully we get some kick-ass dragon mounts available in-game. And that's it for me. Let me know, what do you think about what Wowhead posted, their data mining, and what do you think about the Dragon Isles leak that we covered? And also, if you would like a more sort of boots in the ground lore video about the Dragon Isles, check out what we published like 2 or 3 months ago on the Dragon Isles. We did a big old video into that, which turns out that one was pretty well timed. Okay, have a wonderful day. Hey, I get it. A lot of us, we think about this WoW stuff and we think, ugh, you know, because of the recent issues. But if there can be a good thing, if there can be a good thing, I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with it.
Poor Bellular is so desperate. He's like, Bellular's like, I just want to enjoy my video game. I just want to enjoy please. I just want to enjoy my video game. I feel for him, dude. I do. I do, because I've been there with World of Warcraft, and I'm done. I'm done, dude. I'm done. I was like, no, man. It's like, I finally, like, I'm happy with the way that 14 treats me. She doesn't treat me like World of Warcraft does. It's not an abusive relationship anymore. So, yeah.
I'm obviously going to be, you know, trepidatious. I'm not going to go too
That's not trepidatious. Come on now.
crazy, but if there's a world, if Warcraft's coming home, I'm going to support that, and that's what's up. So as I said, have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. See you next time.
I hope it's great for him, dude. I really do. I hope it's great for him, so that in the expansion after that one, maybe I'll consider it, checking it out again. But it's like right now, no. Nope. No way, no how. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.